Hello everyone, and welcome back to another Hearthstone deck spotlight. My name is Tommy Wave, and today we'll be taking a look at ICEprelude's free-to-play Hunter. This is the first budget deck that we're going to be taking a look at for Rise of Shadows, and of course it's a Hunter deck. Of course it's Face Hunter. What else would it be? It's mid-range Hunter, Aggro Hunter, Face Hunter. They've all genuinely been excellent, genuinely been excellent targets for these free-to-play decks, for budget decks. If you are a free-to-play player or a budget player, you don't like spending a lot of money, or you didn't have a lot of gold stacked up for Rise of Shadows, then this is probably a great deck to be choosing. It does come to us from ICEprelude, of course. If you are watching on YouTube, links in the description. Go check out their deck article over there. And I've also managed to pull a mulligan guide, a bit of a mulligan guide from HS Replays, as they've got a whole bunch of games played with this deck, so we should be able to have a pretty good idea of what cards we're looking for in the mulligan. For those of you who haven't seen a hunter like this before, haven't really looked too deep into it, most of these aggro hunters are relying on getting early board presence. So we've got 4 1-drops in this deck, which is a little less than what I'd like. But we've got 4 1-drops. We've got the old 1-2 punch with Headhunter's Hatchet as well. If we do manage to land one of these beasts and they stay in play, we get a 2-3 weapon, which is excellent right now. Does trade very well with a couple of decks. Though it does struggle against maybe rogues and things like that. Lots of 3 toughness minions in rogue. Regardless, we've got some other great 2-drops here. Direwolf Alpha, Scavenging Hyena. We can buff up these, hopefully trade up or trade into them and get some value. Onto the 3-drops, we've got Animal Companion, of course. Bit of reach with Kill Command. Both of the Ironbeak Owls are in here, which I find quite interesting. Especially given the curve, I feel like this could be a 1 Ironbeak Owl, 1 Spellbreaker situation. Even though Ironbeak Owl is a beast, it's not exactly the beast that we want to be combining with, kill commands or dire frenzies and things like that. But still, it'll be interesting to see how that goes. Speaking of dire frenzy, we don't have the Master's Call in this deck. Obviously, that is an epic bit out of our price range. So we've just got the Dire Frenzy going to function as a bit more of a buff, as opposed to with Master's Call, where it's kind of a grindier late game card. So I do like that. And you know what? If you do hit it on an Unleash the Hounds or something like that, and then you do end up drawing one before the game's over, it could actually be quite useful. We've got Houndmaster in here as well. Another reason, to not play Master's Call, because it would get stuffed by this Houndmaster. But this is an excellent tempo play. Even though we don't have Bear Shark in the format anymore, it's still going to be good to curve, Animal Companion into Houndmaster and things like that. And finally, we've got our kind of 2 late game cards, Tundra Rhino X2, which I think is a fantastic choice, and the 2 Savannah Highmanes, which I'm less of a fan of. I think that Savannah Highmane is more of a grindier mid-range card, and if this deck truly is aggro, I'd rather be playing, maybe 1 Savannah Highmane, maybe 0, but looking more towards cards like Baited Arrow, possibly even Marked Shot for a bit more removal, but more likely just getting some more aggressive minions in here, some more 1-drops. I think we would be better served by getting maybe some Shimmerflies in here, or possibly looking towards neutral minions like Argent Squire, Crystallizer, Mecharoo, and maybe even Saramknight Taskmaster as well. Regardless, this looks like an excellent deck. We're going to be jumping into some games at kind of rank 5 to 1. I think we're at rank 3 right now, and we'll see how we go. Like we usually say, this isn't about seeing us win games, it's about learning, and we want to see just how much of a fight we can put up against a lot of these proper Tier 1, Tier 2 decks with a free-to-play deck. So, without further ado, let's go. Okay, up against a rogue here with ICEprelude's free-to-play Hunter. Send all those back, hoping for the best off the top. But I think this is definitely going to be a tough matchup for us. Lots of removal in these rogue decks, and their removal matches up quite well with the minions that we do play. Alright. We'll go for the Direwolf Alpha here, hope that our opponent doesn't have a Backstab, a Coin SI7 Agent, a Coin Deadly Poison. Yeah, This curve just is really awkward. That we'd like to try? Yeah, we might play a game after these games. Standard or wild? So they did have the deadly version. Want to play standard? Sounds good. We can play some standard after this for sure. Don't get the rush one. 2 damage one is fine. It is the 2 damage one? I guess that's the only one that can target enemy minions. Okay. Oh, maybe we want to kill that with this one actually. Guess if our opponent bounces, we'd rather them not have access to this rather than just reroll one. I think this is the most frustrating one for us to deal with. This might be a game where we actually have to lean on the Savannah High main.
So many options.
How many Dread Corsairs do you have though? Jeez, this is really... This draw has really not worked out for us. Okay. We have to kill this.
Death comes.
We just ping. Our opponent goes face. It's a risky play. I think might be the only way that we win though, is if our opponent just hits face, like plays whatever, hits face. It's frustrating. But at least now we probably only have to deal with like a Blink Fox on board and nothing else. I saw the power of that dagger, I was like, oh my gosh, that would be truly tremendous. See if they got the sap. If they don't have the sap, we might be okay. We did draw both the high mains. Am I going to eat my words for talking trash about the high main? Perhaps. Double Vendetta! Fair enough. This high main ate 2 Vendettas. Oh, it's a beast too.
The Brotherhood.
Incredible!
Do have the Omega.
Incredible! Death. Incredible.
Still gotta hope that our opponent doesn't have a big follow-up to this. High main is basically a legendary. It is the legendary that you get to run 2 of.
I wonder.
Hunter's Mark. I'm not sure is slamming down the resources. Please don't bounce that back to your hand. Or that, or that, or that. Just don't do anything. What is this targeting?
I wonder. Let's choose soon.
Double time and double pay.
What are we hoping to get with this tracking? Unleash the hounds? Well, there it is. So we can unleash Direwolf Alpha.
Incredible.
We pare this down enough, we can go for the, we can try and rely on this high main.
Oh, up to no good. Me too.
We're gonna attack with this. Come on. Are they going to attack? I'd be tempted to attack.
Well played.
Oh, got Leroy. 4, 5, 6. Leroy 12. Cold blood. Cold blood.
Clear the path.
2. Now an Abyss or a cold blood.
Double time and double pay.
Incredible.
Did they goof the math? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. We do have lethal. Oh, they want to bounce this back. Too bad. Fantastic. Look, it's pretty tempting to send our opponent a friend invite right now, with no intention of saying anything, but just knowing that they will definitely not accept that friend invite. He had lethal if he did it right. How does he do it right to get lethal? Does he have to like waggle pick attack before playing the Leroy? He had to trade the small guys in, then Leroy. Would he have had enough mana to play 2 Leroys? Probably. Well, I guess you don't really need to play anything else if you're playing Leroy twice. Yeah. Yeah, and even if he picked up the 2 damage guy, he would have also had lethal, so definitely needed to trade. Oh no, he'd only have lethal if he went face with the other 2, but yeah, I think you're probably right. Actually, if anyone's watching on YouTube, of course, just let me know. Obviously, do your lethal math. There's your lethal puzzle for today. Find lethal on our opponent's last turn. GG's.
For the might of the elves.
Okay, Hyperion's a Paladin. Send everything back. Oh, actually, with the coin, I think we'll keep this Animal Companion. But we are looking for our Obviously our 1-drops, our Direwolf Alpha. Unleash could be good if we're up against a dedicated Secret Paladin, but it does seem like people are moving away from that that archetype. At least lately. Looks like we might go for the Coin Companion. Ooh, that's very aggressive. I think this is a dedicated Secret Paladin. Misha here to save the day. Mr. Mime, quad pentuple 7. Can you try a requested deck? You can always post a deck in chat. I'm happy to check things out. Most of the time, if you've uploaded a deck to Hearthstone, I'll definitely check that out. Great. Yeah, we just wanted to make sure that secret, whether it was auto defense matrix or whatever, make sure it pops off just before anything too dangerous. Kind of tempting to go for the Dire Frenzy here. That was really cool. Question becomes, who is the beatdown for all you Magic players out there? I think we are the beatdown. Especially with these 2 unleashes, we might actually be able to... Okay. No secret to follow up, though. Sick top deck, yeah.
Who to shoot?
Question is, do we go Ironbeak Owl Hero Power or Ironbeak Owl and then get both of these Spring Paws out? But if we do that, do we trade or do we not?
What to do?
I think I'm actually going to stay shut. Considering we have Reach in Kill Command and Unleash the Hounds. Although, admittedly, if we go for the double Spring Paw, if they have another one of these, they can't Magnetic onto it. So that's probably something we should have considered, but I think our opponent's probably dead. Yeah, I mean, this is 6 damage, this is another 6 damage.
The battle is over.
Really curious that our opponent went for that turn 2 Mysterious Blade and attack. I think if they had left a charge on the Mysterious Blade, the game would be completely different. I think that's maybe something to recognize if you're out there, that Headhunter's Hatchet, Mysterious Blade, Bloodclaw, all of these types of things. You are going to come up against matchups where it is much more important to be trading with that weapon, to be getting value of that weapon, to reduce your opponent's total number of cards and things like that, rather than get the extra 2 or 3 damage in. Yeah, especially Mysterious Blade. If that's your 2-drop, you really got to get value out of it rather than just get 6 damage in. Especially when you're giving your opponent the opportunity to get on board with bigger minions. GG's. Alright, we're here with the free-to-play Hunter up against a Druid. And we're on the coin, so... I'm I really don't want to keep this Timberwolf. It just, like, anything that just dies to our opponent's hero power, or dies, like, trades with an Acorn thing. Yeah, I think we'll send it back. This might be the toughest matchup for this deck. Springpaw is okay, though. Acorn? Mecharoo. Do we trade for one half of a Mecharoo? Probably, yeah. We're gonna have to trade with it eventually. Next turn we might go like Scav coin links.
What shall we hunt?
Yes. So our opponent could hero power and just trade here, but they're very unlikely to have another play. Could also have Blessing trade or Power of the Wild trade. No. Excellent. So this will let us maybe go like Direwolf Alpha tracking. No, just Animal Companion's fine. Misha is great. Whispering words. Mark of the So we could go Direwolf Alpha, Springpaw Lynx, trade. We don't have a lot of gas then for our Scavenging Hyena, which we could in fact go like Scav, Springpaw Lynx, trade. Then we get completely wrecked by a swipe. So I think we're going to go for a... This is hard. Yeah, swipe is... Anything gets killed by a swipe though. Yeah, I think it's more just... We'd lose the Scav and the Misha. Like, we'd have actually nothing, whereas at least with this, if we get swiped, we still have the Direwolf Alpha in play. Take the Direwolf, play the Direwolf Scav, trade this Direwolf for the Steladris. Or take this Houndmaster here. Trade. Houndmaster.
Now.
Do lose 1 damage there, but I think we'd rather have this Direwolf be happy and healthy. I'm definitely feeling the
The sky darkens, and your day
Be our neck of the woods.
You just kill our opponent? Yeah. Okay. there you go, friends. Don't play Duskfallen Aviana ever. GG. Wow. All right, let's take a look at the deck. Honestly, it's a free-to-play deck. As far as options, we don't have too many options that aren't, you know, putting in cards like Master's Call, which are epics and things like that. One thing that I would like to experiment with is getting another 1-drop in there. I really think, especially right now, given the amount of Druids around, you do want to be experimenting with cards outside of these 2 1-drops, particularly Saronite Taskmaster and Argent Squire, maybe even Mekaru, just these other stickier minions that can stick around, even though they might not be beasts or anything like that. Still think that they are very important in order to stay on the board. The other card that we might want to experiment with is maybe a Cable Rat, the Evil Cable Rat, just so we can get some lackey interactions in there, make us a little bit grindier and things like that. But I think if you're a budget player, if you're a free-to-play player, you know, this deck is going to serve you quite well. And, you know, we even took some games off people at below rank 5, so, you know, if you're sitting there at rank 20, I think you should be golden with this deck. Regardless, if you are watching on YouTube, all the links are in the description, including a link over to the Hearthstone deck article. Please jump over there, give ICEprelude a +1, and leave a lovely, thoughtful comment, like I know you will. Let them know your success. If you manage to smash some games out on the ladder with this, let them know about it. I think they'll really appreciate that. All of my links are in the description as well, including a link over to Twitter, which you can also let me know if you've had any success with things, as I do really appreciate that as well. But until next time, please stay safe, stay wavy, eat the rich, and frenzy. Bye. I hope you enjoyed that video. Check out other ones over here, or come subscribe to the Wave Pool for more excellent times.